Here's the podcast version of the Technology Bond Expenditures Overview given to the Budget Subcommittee of the Quabbin Regional School District Committee on January 2nd, 2007. First thing to think about is what technology students have to use at home. Digital, cable, satellite dish technology with video on demand. Digital video recorders that allow students and parents to record programming that they can watch and time shift at any time. Video games that can connect to the internet and allow students to play against each other in various parts of the state and country. Many students have their own cell phones, those cell phones including text messaging capabilities, and in many households there's one computer for people to share, and in some households some students have their own computer. In classrooms, we look at the technology that kids typically have there: a chalkboard, overhead projector, videotape, film strip and slide projectors, audio cassettes, and in many cases, students share one computer within the classroom. The state has hardware guidelines. There's a category. The state guidelines are in the center column, and the benchmarks that we have in Quabbin are in the third column. Our ratio of students to computers, if we count every computer, including the ones that are outdated, would be 6-1. But if we're looking at the more capable, more modern computers that are less than 3 years old, we're looking at a ratio of 9-1. We have few, if any, programmable calculators and Pocket PC or Palm handheld computers available, and we have no documented refresh cycle, so some of the computers are more than 8 years old. At least we do have internet access to all of our classrooms. In staffing, again, the state has some guidelines. We have a full-time tech coordinator, but our technical support to support the equipment that we have one technician for every 350 computers. Our instructional technology specialists currently have one for every 100 staff members, but these people are also school library media specialists who are responsible for doing library circulation and providing students with a library experience in addition to working with technology. The data and assessment piece is also an important one to look at. We do not have the capability to do data-driven decision-making. The data and assessment piece is the portion of a person whose job it is to compile state statistics for reports. But we have no ability to go through testing data, analyze it for where students are weak, and then work to modify our instruction to target those areas. The purpose of the bond is threefold: repair the networks and improve the quality of the connections, upgrade the technology that's available for students to use, and enhance improving the technology and the experience that they have by bringing in newer, modern technology. Our bond categories are in 7 areas. You can see the categories on the left and the money to be spent on the right-hand side. We're expecting this to be a 3 to 4 year project. First area is networking. We need to stabilize and improve the quality of the network connections at the middle school and high school. We need to expand the number of connections that are available at our elementary school so we can have more than one computer in the classroom. We need to expand wireless capabilities as well so that more wireless devices can be moved throughout the schools, meeting students' needs. Cost estimates are based on a per-pupil expenditure, based on the number of students that are in a specific building, and then divvying that up within the amount of money estimated by the consultants that we're working with. Our wide area network will allow us to link all of the schools together along with our district offices to provide transmission of data from one building to the next, allow people to access information, report it, generate some facts and figures, and then get the information back. We won't have to be sending technicians down to do it on USB drives or attaching it to unsecured emails. This money would be spent at the district level to provide servers and also provide backup systems so that people and schools could store their data on-site in a server, but then also back it up and store that data off-site in case of a catastrophic failure. The servers and storage, again, straightforward, where students who are more comfortable with the technology move from using word process documents to documents that include full motion video, animation, music, and other graphic intensive tools and products to complete their reports. We need larger servers and more storage capabilities. This server system, and you can see the cost expenditures here, would also allow us to work on the next step, which is going to be our workstations. We're going to move to a Citrix or thin client model. It's very similar to being connected to the internet, where the data is really being stored on a server and the screen updates are being sent to you over the network connections. It's very similar to using Google Docs or browsing an internet page, shopping at a place like Amazon. The benefits from the educational perspective allows us to roll out software faster. A technician installs one piece of software on the server and it's then available to the clients on the network, as opposed to going to every individual system and adding the software to it. It also allows us to extend the life of the hardware, which works out best. We're estimating that the costs will be $500 per workstation. And you can see the cost breakdowns here. There may be instances where this model is not going to work, in particular in the graphics art and the CAD system labs, because they need more powerful machines, and we'll have to spend different amounts of money there. But the money has to be flexibly spent. Student management systems, real important piece here, allowing us to have grading, computerized grading K-12. That will allow us to also drive some curriculum changes. This money will be, again, budgeted and spent at the district level, providing every school with the same level of access and the same kinds of tools. Software to run on these workstations will be important, and we're looking at 3 different areas. Classic pieces of software like KidPix and Inspiration for integration directly into the classroom. Licensing of services from companies like Discovery, with their United Streaming and on-demand video, will be really important to highlighting what kinds of things our visual learners in our classrooms need, and allowing us to provide a lot of flexibility to meeting the differentiated needs of our students. And also, we need to update our licenses for the productivity tools we have. Costs will be shared throughout the district, and the idea will be to buy district licenses rather than a single classroom package or a building license. Additional technology tools that we're going to have to round out the package include things like more printers, scanners, digital cameras, both still and video, classroom projectors so that everyone can see what's going on from the teacher's workstation or even from a student's workstation, smart boards, and then adaptive devices to meet the needs of students with special learning issues, including things like the Kurzweil device, which is quite an expensive device, but a very valuable one to use. There's the breakdowns here, and you can see that we've got some money set aside in the special ed department budget specifically for those adaptive devices. What's not included in the bond? Maintenance costs, a refreshing cycle to replace equipment that we currently have, professional development funding, as well as hiring additional staff. It's now time for comments and questions. You can email us at rpaula@quabbin.k12.ma.us, and we're going to have a frequently asked questions page about the bond on the homepage for our homepage.mac.com/rpaula/bond. Thanks for watching. Please contact us if you have questions.